Welcome to this board meeting. Today I'd like to introduce you to this knife by Fellipi Porto, a maker from Brazil who's produced this in about 240 millimeters of length and around 47 millimeters of height. I'd like to show you how this performs against three typical products. I have an onion, a potato, and an apple, each of which will show us some things about how this knife performs. First up, we have an apple. An apple is a dense enough product that you tend to get a pretty good idea of wedging. Wedging tells you, is the knife actually cutting through as you slice up to down, or is it acting like a wedge, like an axe even, where it cracks the product apart? Ooh, as you hear there, it's a very smooth cut as we go through with no wedging taking place. We see the two apple halves are nice and tidy after that cut. Next up, we have an onion. An onion is a great omnibus test showing you a bunch of different features of a knife. Does it cut smoothly as you go up and down, or is it struggling to get through? Here we see that it's going really nice and smooth as we go through. Only issue that we see is a little bit of pull as we're dragging the knife back up, and some of those things flare up, and as we do these horizontal cuts, you see that's just a really nice knife. It glides through that product. Maybe a tiny issue with some sticking, and that's probably just caused by the wide bevel on this knife, which honestly is an aesthetic choice that it looks nice enough that I'm willing to live with it for now. Finally, we have a potato. A potato is a good cut to show, is the knife steering as we go through the product? So is it going just straight up and down, or as we cut, is it an asymmetric grind where it's curving to one side or the other, or even going straight up diagonal? One way we can tell is if we cut a potato nice and thin, is it all staying together and do the cuts look straight? So I'll let you be the judge of that on camera here. So I'm going pretty small on some of these cuts and I'm eventually going to dice the potato. You do notice that it all is all sticking together quite nicely, even as we're making it into small pieces. So this is the hard bit as we make this second set of cuts. Again, going quite small on the dice. You notice that again, it's sticking together. Bit of movement from that wide bevel, but overall pretty good results. And then finally, as we make this final set of cuts, guesses that first one is going to fall off. Yeah. And then as we keep going along, the rest of it's sticking together quite nicely, showing that the knife isn't shoving the potato all over the board. There's no problem with sticking, and I'm not really seeing any issues with steering. A bit of sticking maybe just here at the end, but if you look at that final result, was it steering? Well, those potato cubes look pretty even, pretty consistent throughout. Anyway, that is the knife by Fellipi Porto. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a demonstration of its performance.